As Canadians, we are grateful to our leadership and the support they had given over the years. We are living in unpredictable times. Like the rest of the world and fellow Canadians, we have been isolated in our homes for longer than anyone could have expected. To be able to preserve physical distance and being safe, we are now celebrating the Eid festival without the Eid prayer together, without family and crowded friends gatherings over dinners and feasts, feeling lack of all the social gifts and togetherness we have been given until this time. Today, we will share special video messages from political leaders, community leaders, faith leaders, whom celebrating the Eid with us. We thank everyone for the sincere messages they send. Eid is to reach the community. Eid is to share the joy and hope after the holy month of Ramadan. Paying attention to the social distance, let us reach out to everyone in need and put smile on their faces. Let's keep serenity in our beloved country with loving each other and loving everyone. Eid Mubarak, safe Eid, happy Eid.
Greetings. I am Archbishop Linda Nicholls, Primate of the Anglican Church of Canada. As a Christian, I share with you in the great Abrahamic tradition that embraces Christians, Jews, and Muslims as siblings under God. We are all facing the challenges of isolation brought on by COVID-19. Our gatherings for worship and prayer have been suspended, and the comforts of community life have stopped. I know this is especially poignant for you during this season of Ramadan, and when you would normally look forward to celebrations with family and friends. Online gatherings simply cannot replace being together in person. However, we are people of faith who trust God's love and strength in dark times. We find courage by working together for the good of all people in our communities, and we stand together to support when anyone is in need or hurting. Please know that our prayers are with you as you deepen your relationship with God through prayer, generosity, and fasting during Ramadan, and long for the time when you can celebrate together as a community. Eid Mubarak to all Muslims and friends at the Intercultural Dialogue Institute. God bless.
The last few months have been very difficult for Canadians, but cultural and faith communities have stepped up, as they always do, to help those in need. Whether through virtual services, delivering groceries to the elderly, helping neighbors, or collecting and donating personal protective equipment to hospitals, Canadians have come together to offer comfort and support. In particular, I would like to acknowledge the selfless work of the Intercultural Dialogue Institute's volunteers. Thank you for stepping up during these tough times and rising to the challenge. Your important work to promote peaceful cooperation and dialogue between communities deserves to be recognized. During Ramadan, and particularly as we approach Eid, I know how hard it is for members of the Muslim community not to gather with family and friends. But we are all optimistic that Canadians will once again be able to come together to worship as a community. On behalf of our Conservative Caucus, I would like to extend my best wishes to all Muslims observing Ramadan, and I wish you all a happy Eid.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, I'm Mayor John Tory, and I want to extend my best wishes to Toronto's Muslim community during Eid al-Fitr. Marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan, a month of fasting and sacrifice and spiritual reflection, Eid is a time for community and for celebration. And while Eid is normally an opportunity for family and friends to come together for prayers and to break fast and to celebrate, and I've seen this so many years in parks and at the exhibition place and other places, This year, I encourage families somewhat differently to stay home. Celebrate individually with your family if you can, and perhaps with the help of technology. I hope that families can still find a way to connect with each other during this very important holiday. Throughout my time as mayor, I've seen the strength and the resilience of Toronto's Muslim community, while also coming to understand very well the incredible spirit of giving that the community embodies so well. This is something that I see from this community every single day, from every corner of the city, even as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. There are countless Muslim organizations that are helping to build up our city, helping each other, helping people of all faiths, and that's when we need it the most. And it is through that spirit of unity and togetherness that we will get through this pandemic. And so on behalf of myself and my colleagues on Toronto City Council, I offer my best wishes to Toronto's Muslim community on this very special holiday. Eid Mubarak.
I want to take this opportunity to wish everybody at Eid Mubarak and to recognize the Intercultural Dialogue Institute, an organization that has been bringing people of all backgrounds together for many, many years, helping us to understand each other's faith, each other's differences, so that we have a better understanding of the world and how we all connect. At this particular time with the coronavirus, it's especially difficult, but we're coming together virtually. We're delivering messages to other, messages of love, support. We want you all to stay well. We'll all get through this together, and there will be many more Ramadans that we can celebrate and that we can break bread together in the evenings. So Eid Mubarak to everyone. God bless all of you, and have a happy, happy Eid. Thank you.
In the Torah, the core book of Jewish tradition, we learn that when God created both Adam and Eve, man and woman, that at the very end of the story, we are told that God calls them human. That above all else, no matter what gender we may be, no matter what faith we may be, no matter what we believe or don't believe, no matter what we have or what we don't have, that in the end, the message of this idea is powerfully simple, and that is, we are all human. Jewish tradition, like many beautiful religious traditions, see this in a very clear and inspiring way. It reminds us of the deep commonality that joins us all together, that in spite of the differences that we have, the great thread of being human is certainly more powerful than all of the things that separate us. As you're soon to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, this beautiful holiday marking the end of a month that has been both inspiring and also very challenging for you, I want to bring you greetings from your Jewish brothers and sisters. We look at you, our Muslim neighbors. We see the month long of fasting and profound devotion. We see that your acts of charity and giving to each other is all a display and desire to capture the very best of what religion is supposed to bring and accomplish, and that is to make us better. We are living in difficult times, moments of great uncertainty, but religious faith, acts of devotion that you have shown this past month, and the kindness that you express and that we can share with all people, removes all the uncertainty that we're facing. Because, as Jewish tradition says, Ahava mikukelat ashura, true love breaks down all the walls. A very, very happy and wonderful celebration to you all.
Good afternoon. We certainly live in uncertain times. This COVID-19 has required us to physically isolate, and it's put great strain on us as persons, as family, and community. While we need to physically isolate, there's greater need than ever for us to come together socially and to communicate. IDI, Intercultural Dialogue Institute, for decades has been a beacon of hope for mankind here in Ontario, Canada, around the world, and especially in Turkey. Muslims have reached out and invited us whether we're Christians or Jew or people of any faith or no faith, to come together to help others. They've helped people who are living in poverty, people who have experienced disasters, people who have experienced prejudice or violence. I want to give thanks to the Muslim community and as many members and volunteers who have reached out to me and my family and those others in our society. You have brought us hope to our world and you have served us. Doing less is more sometimes. These times we live in today, we are asked to do less. And so Ramadan and the upcoming festival will not be the same as they have been in the past, but they still are very, very special. And we too will overcome these times, doing less, but it'll be more because we care about our families, our community, and the larger world that we live in. I just want to extend on behalf of my wife and myself and others that our Muslim community have reached out to, I want you to know that you are appreciated. I want you to know that you are cared for. I want to extend my hand to you. I want to give thanks to you. Merci, miigwech, thank you.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Salam Alaikum. These times that we're facing are difficult. We have our challenges. But what is most important through these times is that we become very devoted. Our faith has to be very strong. We know that this is a great upheaval in this world. It's a great time of change. But it's a time when we're awakening to a deeper understanding that we have to find the tolerance, the patience, the compassion, the acceptance of all people. In your generations and the generations to follow, want peace on this world. And the peace in this world will not come through a war. This peace will come through the consciousness of each of us and our desire to want to live in peace. And that change is happening. But sometimes we go through a period of time when this change has to be. So my message, very simply, is one of faith and devotion. To understand that this is a time to accept all people. The founder of the Sikh faith, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, taught very simply to accept all people, that there's one God, and it's the same God that created each of us. And when we have this understanding in our heart, that all people are created equally, regardless of their caste, their color, their creed, their gender, their belief, their religion, their preference, their faith. And when we can see God in all, we'll see the true peace that shall come to this world. So my message for you today is keep up and you'll be kept up. Keep devoted at the feet of God, and God shall carry us across, and we shall build that foundation for our future generations of a world of peace, prosperity, and abundance for all. Thank you for giving me a little bit of time today, and my blessings are with you. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Greetings and Eid Mubarak to all of my friends in the Muslim community. I know how sacred this time is for you, and so I consider it an honor to be asked to say a few words. My relationship with the Muslim community is long-standing, cordial, and constructive. And every time we have collaborated on an event, it has had either a national or international impact, at times both. The first time I gave a keynote speech at an event that was organized by the IDI, I shared the stage with the then Federal Cabinet Minister of Immigration and Citizenship, and it was also his first public appearance. Thereafter, it was an honor for me to organize and lead an international theology conference, which was attended by the top scholars from different religions, and it was chaired by a professor from the University of Toronto. At that time, it was a joy to work with you as well, the event was attended by the former Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, and it helped Canada win a special award and citation from the United Nations World Interfaith Harmony Week. That's an honour we share with all Canadians, and it would not have happened had we not worked so well together. And then recently, it was a joy for me to participate in a prayer service where you brought together both Canada's favourite mayor, John Tory, and NBA superstar Enes Kanter. And for me to deliver remarks and be on a panel with both of them was an invigorating and inspirational experience. So every time our paths cross, magic happens. And therefore I hope that we will continue to have opportunities and avenues in the future to work towards the common good. I've also been blessed to have served as the Chair of Media and Communications for the RCMP Commanding Officers Diversity Council. And during this time, I was able to work with many of the most influential Muslim leaders. I find it extremely important for us to continue to foster dialogue, to seek constructive communication between all communities, and to always uphold amity. And in this context, I consider the Muslim community my friend, my ally, and I really look forward to working with you to end all forms of hatred, of bigotry, to combat Islamophobia, and to, in general, promote compassion and make this world a better place. So may we reflect on those extraordinarily humanitarian ideals that transcend barriers and that have a place in all communities. And I hope on that note I can wish you again Eid Mubarak, my very best wishes to each one of you.
Eid Mubarak, everyone. Happy Eid. Assalamu alaikum. I know it probably feels weird to be staying home on Eid and we can't go out to the mosque and to see our friends and family and to be at the carnivals. If we remember that the World Health Organization has said to stay home is to save a life during this time of pandemic. So the Quran says, if you save a life, you save all humanity. So we can think that by Eid staying home, we're helping save humanity. Happy Eid. Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak.
Good morning, live with Dr. JJ from the Anna Kara Corner. Special greetings to my good friend Halil Yurtsever and to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. Ramadan Mubarak. In this time of Ramadan, for many years, I have had the great gift and opportunity to walk with and celebrate an iftar. At this time, we're living apart, but not alone. We're living in a moment of uncertainty. Yet we know that as we face our fears, our dark days, we find the gift of knowing and growing and being together. We find the gift in this time of Ramadan, especially this Thursday and Friday. Thursday as we mark a vigil for COVID-19, and Friday as we celebrate a virtual iftar dinner. Again, my brothers and sisters in faith, in life and growth, Ramadan Mubarak. Together, we are never alone. Thanks be to God.
Assalamu alaikum. As Muslims around the world complete fasting in the month of Ramadan and celebrate Eid al-Fitr, I would like to extend my best wishes on this joyous occasion. We thank Allah for blessing us once again with the month of Ramadan. This year, we fasted in unusual circumstances. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we were isolated in our homes with our immediate family. While we missed going out to the mosque and to iftar gatherings, this isolation allowed us to come back to the center, to have a spiritual reset, and to strengthen our relationship with Allah and with our family. All the values observed during the months of Ramadan, including patience, compassion, and charity, are intrinsic to the fabric of our multicultural society. These values will be important over the next months as we deal with the new normal brought about by the pandemic. Eid al-Fitr is a great opportunity for us to appreciate the tremendous contributions that Muslims have made to our country's rich and diverse history and continue to make to the progress of this country. I would especially like to thank the Intercultural Dialogue Institute and their volunteers for the excellent intercultural and interfaith work they have been doing to strengthen the social fabric of our society. I extend my best wishes to you and your family on this blessed holiday of Eid al-Fitr, and may you have a joyful Eid. May Allah accept our fasts and acts of worship during Ramadan. Eid Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.